Zenith Energy has delivered a lot of news during the last days, and to put some color to that, we have in the studio CEO Andrea Cattaneo. Welcome, and could you please give us an update on the latest news?
Good morning, with pleasure. So Zenith has delivered mainly in the last 2 days two important news. I comment first on the one of this morning, which is the evaluation of our solar park. As you know, for a variety of reasons, in Sweden, the solar park development has been taken with a certain distance because people refer to the experience that they had with similar companies making solar activity in Scandinavia. And that, of course, is not our case. As you know, we are just considering that the north of Europe is fantastic for hydroelectric and eolic, but as it should be, the south of Europe should be the focus of operation of solar parks. So our solar park operation started in Italy, where we are producing electricity since 13 years. Because of that, we have a certain experience and a certain comfort with the procedures and with the bureaucracy. The project that we have started was initially 20 mega, but then has developed far beyond the initial target, and we have now reached 110 mega. We have obtained from a reliable specialized electricity advisory group an evaluation that define what is the accumulated value today of what is defined the pipeline. And this value is 27.5 million euros. So it's quite an important size, which demonstrated that the pipeline has worked, accumulating new value for the shareholder of Zenith. What is the pipeline? It's not a pipe containing oil or gas or gasoline. In the electricity sector, in Italy at least, the pipeline means the compound of projects, one after the other, like in a pipe, where eventually this project will become ready to build, then built, and then in operation. Our focus is to bring them all in ready to build. The value in the market will be, as I said, 27.5 million euro. And then our strategy, which has been already announced to the public, is to sell 50% of them. This 50% of them then will represent then the value that we will cash out selling them, which is approximately 13,750,000. So this is what we have so far built this year, which is a great contribution to our diminished balance sheet and profit and loss account after the sequestration and the robbery of the Tunisians.
Okay, thank you. And if we move on to another part of your business, what is the strategic rationale for spinning off the Uranium division?
Okay, so we have clarified that we are very pleased and convinced, despite the fact that it's still to be metabolized by the public of our shareholders, of which I am one, the largest one. We will speak about that in a few minutes. About the solar park. So we are very convinced that it's a great business and we proceed with it, and this will give stability of income, producing electricity, and some capital gain by the sale. But the other big event has been in the last months the acquisition of a site in which there are 2 licenses that they are to be granted to us, subject only to the VIA. VIA is an environmental permit of the Republic of Italy, where these 2 sites are located. It happens that these 2 sites are the ones that have been drilled for 24 years, from 1960 to 1984 in Lombardy, and were the only 2 real mines in Italy. And this so constitutes a quite important achievement. It's not speculation, it's not aerometrics, it's not some geological work that has, as all the mystery of the underground, some question marks. Are 25 kilometers of tunnels which have been drilled at the quality and the time of 1960, 1980. So this gives evidence of deposit on site, which evaluated at the spot price of uranium at the moment have brought an indication of 1.1 billion American dollars. So that is a very big business which will take its time, that he has, of course, his challenges. These challenges are well known to the Swedish investors because are the same challenges that your parliament and your public opinion is going through. Our public opinion, as I feel to become a local, and at least in the public opinion. And so this development of nuclear has its own challenges, but certainly represent a very important step in the future of the transition, reducing to zero the fossil consumption. Because it's such an important business and unequivocally interesting and of great appeal, this business deserves a company of its own. It cannot be mixed with the arbitration, it cannot be mixed with the production of electricity, because it stands on its own, is a business that deserves as well shareholders of different nature of the one that Zenith has, which are mainly, like us, like me, private individuals. And so we have thousands and thousands of Norwegian, Swedish and European private individuals. We have only one or two institutions, but instead uranium will appeal mainly to big institutions that will invest for the future of the project. So we plan to spin off the uranium division in a separate listed company in the first quarter of 2026. And we are working hard with advisor in selecting the jurisdiction where the company is listed and or will be listed, and then the mode of making this spinning off in a way that this reward the Zenith Energy shareholders that are keeping with us during this long journey toward the goals that we are discussing today, which are the solar, the uranium, and the arbitration.
Okay, that will be very interesting to follow in recent time then. Senate is approaching final hearings in a major ICSID arbitration. With the current market cap around 265 million Norwegian kronas and claimed damages for about $572.65 million, is the timing for the final hearing in April 2026 still on track?
Yes, absolutely yes. So this is, unless exceptional circumstances, the 20th of April is the day of the hearing, of the final hearing of the ICSID case, which has the claim that you have mentioned, 573 million American dollars. And the news that appeared yesterday is that we have yet broadened our legal team with a third very important team of lawyers led by a lawyer that is a king counsel. And so this person has a great experience in oil and gas, prevalently. He has as well been of British education, a total understanding of what is the core of the ICSID, which is not a contractual breach like the previous two, which are International Chamber of Commerce, so for contractual breaches, but is a treaty breaches, so the treaty between United Kingdom and Tunisia, which has been done in a very robust way by the British in 1970, and which protect very much the companies like our companies that are British companies. Because sitting in London with our listing in the main market of London, when we created the investment subsidiary in Tunisia, we selected obviously some local companies, so British companies. Mm-hmm. So that is extremely reassuring to have two additional important lawyers, especially the head of the team is very important and relevant. They are knowledgeable in English matters, which is the treaty, but as well they are francophone, as the ICSID case is debated in French. Mm. So we are very much looking forward with more and more faith to the debate on the 20th of April and to win this time. And
if you win, if Senate wins this arbitration, what will it mean to the company?
Well, you know, the first thing that we want to repeat in a way that to be transparent and reassuring the investors is that there will be an extraordinary dividend. I'm a little bit superstitious, so I have not yet spent enormous amount of time in the fiscal aspect for the investors about this dividend or other form of names that can be fiscally better for the Swedish or the Norwegian or the rest of the world investors. And as we are here with the Zena SDR separate listing in Spotlight, we are of course very careful to give something that permit people to be fiscally intelligent. And but certainly there will be a dividend, but still will remain hopefully a lot of money for the development of Zenith.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Andrea Cattaneo, for this update.
Thank you for your time.
And I also want to address the audience and thank you for watching us, and see you again soon.